What is going on, y'all? It's your boy VeLL. We're back with another Mobile Legends video, and we're going to be reacting to Hoon's opinion on M1. So we're going to be talking about that, and I'm going to let you all see exactly what Hoon had to say, because for some reason, Hoon is getting just a ton of hate. Hoon is getting a lot of hate. All the Gosu members are getting a lot of hate. People are blaming Paulo. People are saying BAISC is immature and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just like people just have so many different opinions. It's some of it is passionate fans, some of it is haters. A lot of it is haters. People are saying, "Oh, Doggy is right. You didn't know what you were talking about, VeLL." When literally, one thing that people still don't know is that when I got into beef with Gosu, like what, eight months to a year ago, when we got into that beef, all the stuff that Doggy said about Gosu is all stuff that I said. But somehow, when Doggy says that he's a god, when I say it, you're not a pro. You don't know what you're talking about. Yet I can say everything that a pro would say. Like, people don't realize I was talking to Brittany Sports. I was talking to Yuji. I was talking to Sino. I was talking to all these pro players, which is how I get the information that I get. My information is stuff that I learned from talking to people way smarter than me. So that's why I feel like people are so stupid when they don't listen, because it's like, this is not from me. This is from pros. But anyway, try not to be so closed-minded if you are a Gosu hater, and try to at least listen to what Hoon has to say. Like, listen to the perspective that he's coming from, because let's be honest about this. The Gosu members that actually lost is two Gosu members. That's General and that's BAISC. They're the only two Gosu members that was there from the actual Gosu squad that's literally considered one of the best teams in the world. So they had two members. So let's jump into it.
They played well. Alright, let me explain, guys. So
Look how sad he looks, bro.
first of all, as like you know, and this server is easy. Yes, it is. It's retarded. So there's no tournaments. We always go against these people. It's really hard to practice like next level or pro level of rotation. It's really hard. That's why, as you see BAISC's game against Burmese, when he went Leo mode, even though they got so ahead early game, they didn't know how to, like, you know.
Okay, so we're going to stop it right here just for a second. Listen to what he said. So in North America, they can't practice rotations. Where have we heard this before? An insane team mechanically, a really, really good team who has a reputation for being good, but once they learn rotations, they become superstars. I think this kind of relates to Akosi Doggy once again, right? What he did with Brittany Sports, he got Brittany Sports, he got him in a boot camp, and then he taught them rotations. He taught them rotations, and then they went on to win. They went on to win it all. So this sounds exactly like that situation. Exactly the same. So Gosu just does not have the knowledge. Like, this is really, it's just the rotations and stuff that you don't get to practice because you can just destroy everybody mechanically. And to be fair, BAISC was really just destroying everybody mechanically, even at the M1. So I mean, hey, let's see what else you got to say though.
Dominate the game, even though they're winning. It's all about the rotation, man. It's all about those like game knowledge that we're lacking, because we only focus on mechanics here. We only focus on combos. We only focus on hero skills, mechanics, because we don't need to do those rotation to win. All we need to do is just outplay. That's what we're good at. That's why we're like struggling in M1. The tanks are trash. Same goes for tanks. They don't know, bro. They don't know the rotation. It's so hard. You can't just blame them. You can't just blame Paolo. You can't just blame Breezy. They're nene, bro. They're never exposed to those rotations. They never felt it until they actually got there.
We love you, Gosu, we do. We love you, Gosu, we do. We love you, Gosu, we do.
Thank you,
Gosu,
bro.
We love you.
But man, I wish I was there, man. I can probably make some difference.
And that's a 100% fact, bro. Like, people think people are keep saying that, oh, if Hoon was there, it wouldn't have been no difference. I think that is people trying to convince themselves, because you're a 100% hater if you say General did not play decent and BAISC did not play well. Even considering the fact that he doesn't even play the mid lane role. He doesn't play that role at all. He's really a solo laner. Like, that's where he excels. So to be playing the mid lane role and still being able to compete with Indonesia and all those countries while still like doing a role that he doesn't even do, I mean, that says a lot. That says a whole lot. So imagine if he was actually playing his role, and imagine if Hoon was there. Hoon is the better mid laner. So that means if Hoon was actually there playing the mid lane role and BAISC was playing his role, but like, come on now, like you gotta be a hater if you can really sit here and say that even with Hoon there, it wouldn't have made a difference. Like, come on, it would have made a big difference. Hoon is one of the best mid laners, period. I mean, it is what it is. You don't have to like him, but I mean, it's true.
Not that I'm like super good to carry, but like I can probably contribute a lot. Cause BAISC switched role to mid lane, cause I wasn't there. Cause BAISC shines the most when he's off the off lane, bro. Like, we all know that. And General shines when he gets protection.
So also keep that in mind as well. He said General shines when he gets protection, and obviously we all know BAISC shines on the off lane. But keep in mind, like, with not the greatest tanks, like people said General wasn't rotating enough. They said General was. What you got to understand about Claude is it takes a while to get that first item. Like, you start rotations after you get that first item. If you don't have very good tanks, it's going to take you a lot longer to get that first item. If you don't have the greatest rotations, which the rotations are a bit off, because basically how people are judging General based off the fact that he didn't do as much as other marksmen would have done, but other marksmen, their mid lane, their tanks and stuff, they're a lot better, so they rotating better and giving the marksmen more opportunities to farm faster and all types of stuff. So basically what everybody else on the team is not doing so well, that will essentially trickle down to the marksman. He'll have to be in a 1v1 situation, taking more time to get fed in one lane, more time. Like, basically, one role in the game affects all the other roles. Each role impacts each other in some way, shape, or form. And that's what people need to understand. It's not just, oh, you play this role, you're a marksman, but you still need to rotate mid, you still need to do this. No. All these roles work together. If one role is kind of not working very well, if somebody's not playing the greatest, then it's going to be a reflection of the marksman too, because they won't be able to rotate as much. It's going to take them longer to get fed. People are going to be ganking and trying to attack the marksman all game. And you saw a lot of this. But yeah, let's see what else he say.
And none of that was in the team. It's not just Paulo's fault. It's not just Breeze's fault. I mean, it was true that they were lacking, but it's because the tanks are the hardest to switch to those rotation. It's really hard, man. Like, you just saw my gold game. I don't care about rotation. All I need to do is just farm and just outplay them. We don't get to learn the rotation. But once we play in Asia a lot, we'll improve for sure. It's a I didn't expect them to lose this hard, but we all knew that they're gonna struggle. It's because new members, new server, new rotation, everything new. Next one I'll be able to join, I think. I'm not sure.
The enemy is picking.
The funny thing is, they come at me. Like, what did I do? It's not like I didn't want to go, the fuck.
Lolita.
That is true. He getting a crazy amount of hate. He
Try
really
VPN.
is.
I did. I went to Asia before, remember? BAISC was streaming that. I played Zask and it was easy.
And that's another thing. Basically, these guys have played on the Asian server, and they still dominate when it comes to solos and trios and stuff like that. It's literally they only struggle against other pro teams. So I don't see why random fans are trash talking Gosu, calling them noob and stuff, when literally the only teams that they're really struggling against is the pro teams, the best teams in the world. Like, I don't understand why random fans are calling them noobs when they still play at the highest level. They're still global players. And when they come in here and do trios, and they absolutely destroy trios in Indonesian server as well. So that means that even if they were here, they would still be able to just play trio and still be top global, still be some of the best players in the world. And you all are playing in that server, like the haters, and you still can't get to top global. You still can't become top global. You still can't play a trio that easily. You may have a good 5-man team. Your 5-man team may be strong, possibly even stronger than Gosu. But when it comes down to getting to them leaderboards and really getting to the statistics wise and statistically being some of the best players in the world, I mean, come on now. Like, Gosu can do that on any server. And they've proven this. They've proven that they could be great solo and trio on any server. It's the 5-man where they need help, and rotations is not easy. You need a coach for that. And this, I think it feels like I don't know, it feels like the coach was just too focused on hero picking, like picking the heroes for them and not letting them play to their strengths. And I don't know if they focused on rotations at all, like, because that's what they were struggling with. Gosu was struggling with rotations. I don't know. Maybe the coach just felt like Gosu has so much to change, but I think that as a coach, you have to prioritize what you're going to focus on. Are you going to focus on teaching rotations? Are you going to focus on heroes and trying to get them to play better heroes? Like, you have to pick what you're going to have them focus on, and it just was not enough time to turn somebody into gods with heroes that they don't usually use. So it would be much more effective as a coach to try and teach them rotations, teach them the knowledge. Be like, okay, so for this role, you have to do this when you're going up against a pro team, and let them choose a hero that they can do that job with. Don't just say, oh, this is the best hero for that job. No, but it might not be the best hero for them. And no matter what server that is, that's the case. Like, you got some people who can counter these overpowered heroes with Jawhead. Everybody cannot do that. Everybody can't use Jawhead the way that this guy can use Jawhead. And that's the same. Like, there's heroes that Gosu can use, and everybody else can use heroes like Gosu can use that hero. Like, so, I mean, you just, as a coach, you have to really think about these things. But let's see what else you got to say, man.
But and you go 5-man, it's a different story. I heard 5-man in Asia is really hard because of the rotation. But trio, other ranks are like same everywhere.
M2 epic comeback.
Your team is
Yup.
picking.
Trust me, bro.
Jawhead.
It's really different. Thank you, Lux baby. If we are full, it's really different. Trust me. You can trash talk after we actually get fucked there. I will take that. But until then, please chill, man. Cause I thought they did amazing with that lineup. I thought they did amazing.
That's a fact. And if you don't know what he's talking about the fact that there was really only 2 actual Gosu members there. 2 members of the team that built the Gosu reputation. Like, the team that has everybody in North America, like, getting destroyed when they go against them in 5-mans. That Gosu team, even with all their flaws and mistakes, I'm pretty sure they probably could have beaten a lot of these teams that they struggled against. Because they had 3 players they've never played. You go and play with your friend who you have good chemistry with, and pick up 3 random players. No matter how good those 3 random players are, let's see if you can take on pro teams. 3 random players. Like, come on now. 3 random, that's a big deal. It's more random on the team than it is actual team. Like, come on now. Like, you got to give Gosu some credit. And everybody knows I'm not even the biggest diehard Gosu fan. Like, I'm talking about Gosu a lot lately simply because they're representing my country. But outside of that, I don't support or stand behind Gosu this hard. Like not to the point where I'm sitting here pointing out the obvious for them. Like, come on now. I never do this. But, I mean, seeing all the hate towards them, it's like people can't really see the logic and what's common sense. Like, people, or they don't want to. They want to just hate. And I hate seeing people just hate for no reason. I usually speak out when the hate's against me. I speak out when it's against Gosu and even people that I got problems with. Like, unfair is just unfair. It's unfair that they're getting this type of hate and no one's talking about all the accomplishments. So since no one wants to talk about the accomplishments, let me talk about the accomplishments. Let me give them credit, because all these guys are too humble to point out the things that I point out. All these guys are too humble to speak about their own accomplishments. So I will do it. I will do it for them.
The enemy is picking.
All right, let's see if he said anything else.
Different squad X. I think they played really well. Like, we were never exposed to any tournaments before. It's our first tournaments in the stage. General was first time playing on the phone, like, seriously. They barely played with Breezy, Kenray, Paolo, because they're different squad exile. Like, knowing that, they stepped up. They stepped up a lot. I mean, Rip goes to easy, goes to noob, goes to all. You gotta, like, you can say that, but I think they did great, considering all the factors there.
That is a fact. They did very good.
It looks like they're fucking noob if you watch the tournaments like that, but there are many things behind that, you know. There are many things behind that. You know, many Asian players, I don't know why, like, many pro teams actually respect them.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash
I don't know
them.
how you guys gonna handle this
Initiate retreat.
when we actually get their full team.
And honestly, the reason that Gosu has a lot of the respect of the pro teams, why so many pro teams and players was willing to help Gosu, it's because, like, if you're not being biased, and I've talked to quite a few pro players, like actually Indonesian, Malaysian pro players. I've talked to a lot of pro players, and one thing that I noticed is that the reason that they're so good is they're not haters. Like, a lot of the community, there's a bulk of the community that are haters. I mean, it just is what it is. But these guys are not haters. So they see that Gosu has skill. They see Gosu's potential. And they knew that Gosu needed some help because it was only 2 actual Gosu members there. So Gosu needed extra help. So I think that if you are taking the time to look at it from the point of view where you're not being a hater, you'll see that, I mean, they did a great job. They did an amazing job. They accomplished a lot. And I mean, the haters talking about Gosu just got destroyed. I mean, Gosu didn't. I mean, you can say 2v5. I mean, it was questionable. They didn't do so hot. But at the same time, for it to be like 2 actual Gosu members, 3 randoms, and they still perform kinda okay, I mean, that's a big accomplishment. That they've accomplished a lot. So let's see. Ending remarks from my guy Hoon here.
And actually perform well.
Initiate retreat.
Missed you at the tournament, but all love for Gosu.
Thank you, bro.
And it's good seeing so many fans and stuff still supporting Gosu. But honestly, that's pretty much it, man. If you want to know, like, just like how, like, because he probably talked about this topic his entire stream. So once Hoon uploads his stream, make sure you all go and check that out. If it's not uploaded already, make sure you check it out to see his full thoughts and stuff like that. But I just wanted to share with you all some of the big points and stuff that he made, some of the stuff that he was talking about, because people trying to say that, oh, you're just making excuses for him. No, the facts are the facts. You can say, okay, I don't want to consider those facts. Then just admit that you're a hater. If you're a hater, like, it's fine. Be like, I can respect the hater that does that. Be like, oh, I just don't want to accept the fact that they did a very great job. I want to be a hater. Like, if you say that to me, I'm like, oh, you got it. You win. It's nothing that I can say to you at this point. But if you actually are trying to be reasonable with your thought process and really trying to consider it not from a hating point of view, then you got to consider all these things. Don't look at it as an excuse. Consider the facts that these are all valid. So let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Definitely leave your thoughts. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, fam. Peace out, y'all.
I don't know nobody, so don't ask for no favors. Don't ask for no paper, they leave when you losing. But they coming back later, promise they coming back later. I'm up now, she wanna